I think you would really enjoy this if you really liked Game of Thrones but thought this is wildly too many characters and I need a woman to girl boss it up in here. Some woman needs to be the main character. Hi, my name is JJ. I review books. Man, when I go on YouTube, are they gonna make me brush my hair? What I am here to tell you about today is Babylonia. Technically, I didn't read it on my Kindle. I read it as an advanced listener copy from NetGalley. Thank you. First things first, the narrator. Obsessed with her. She could tell me to do a lot of things. And anyway, what was I saying? By Panic, narrator, very good. Book, went in blind because sometimes I go onto NetGalley and I request all of the beautiful covers. Even though I have Clymenestra on my TBR, didn't recognize the author's name, did not realize that that's what kind of book this was gonna be. I feel like when I was in high school, I used to read a lot more of these historical fictions that were based on real people and like got a lot of girl power energy from them. But I haven't read one in a long time and I really did enjoy this. It's not my typical style. I was trying to describe my reading patterns to a new friend of mine and I said I basically only read what could potentially be comp titles to my eventual novel. And it was nice to like take a break and stretch from that. The text just has like a slower, calmer paced vibe and that's just not what I'm used to. So that put me off a tiny bit at first, but the narrator was so good that I wasn't gonna stop. And if a book is slow paced and the narrator enunciates well enough, I can understand her at 3 times speed. So that's just what I did. Sorry to Audible who is offended by that apparently. Anyway, this is a story about Semiramis, a woman who came from nothing and accidentally, but not really that accidentally, climbed her ranks into being amongst the heads of state of Assyria. Did not know a thing about what was going on in Assyria, so absolutely everything about this was a surprise to me. I will say this is a book, I feel like I have a couple books in a row like this, but this is a book where you need to check triggers. In the prologue, this is spoilers, I'm giving you a warning now. In the prologue, a woman kills herself. In the first chapter, maybe 2, Semiramis gets like beaten, like shit kicked out of her by her dad, adopted dad. The man that Semiramis meets and wants to get his help getting her out of town is maybe or maybe not in love with his half-brother. They definitely make out at least once in the story. I have a long list of what I think are all the triggers. I tried to mark them down as I went through on my Storygraph review, which I will post here. I think you would really enjoy this if you really liked Game of Thrones but thought this is wildly too many characters and I need a woman to girl boss it up in here. Some woman needs to be the main character. I really thought at one point that they were gonna power thruple it up and like save the world. But nothing good ever happens in history. Ugh, men.